Okay, folks, we got the inverter down off the wall. It's kind of scary. We did it, and pulled off the side here because I am not going to use those glands that we showed you in the setup video. If you're interested in this review on this inverter, I'll put a link in the description, or put a link on the side there so you can follow up on that video. But we're going to wire the wires directly into these breaker switches. Just a little safer. It avoids the glands because let me show you how they're constructed. As I said in that video, I think they're kind of cheap. They are. They're just cheap plastic. As you can see, the internal wiring, and this is the external wiring where we're hooked up. The internal wiring is composed of two 12-gauge wires that went into the breaker switch. I don't know why they thought it would be good to do two on these and instead of just one for each one, but it's not the best setup. I like it better if these wires wire directly in to the breakers, and we'll put strain relief on those, make sure they're not stressed or anything, and break anything while it's in the trailer and moving around. So next up, get this inverter into that trailer. Here we go. Okay, folks, I didn't want to show you how I did this because I think some of you would give me some grief, and I know certainly Robert would kill me if she saw me trying to manhandle this thing by myself, but it's in there. It's going to go on here pretty quick. That part I will show you.
What are you doing?
I moved the inverter.
What? Did you do that without my help?
Why weren't you out here helping me? It was not fun. It was pretty scary, but we got it in. It's actually easier pulling it down off the wall than putting it on a wall. But it's in. We're good, and I'm happy.
E-Chip is super strong. He was holding that all by himself.
Yeah, I may be strong, but smell isn't everything.
Oh, okay.
And what's a torque wrench?
It's a thing that you do like foot-pounds per square inch or something like that, and you have to tighten down a bolt, a nut and a bolt to certain poundage so it doesn't come loose. That's all I know about it.
Oh, okay.
Is that wrong?
Poundage?
Pounds per foot.
There we go. That is a grade 8 bolt. And you know grade 8 bolts because they have those 6 radial lines coming off the head like that. That's how you know it's a grade 8 bolt. A grade 8 bolt is made with more carbon. It's higher strength, and it's what I've used to install here in the inverter. I wanted to make sure going down the road that I had the strongest bolts I could. This allows me to torque the bolts tighter than with a grade 3 or grade 5 bolt for the same size. And so I'm going to torque these at about 9 pounds each. That should keep those in there, keep from spinning off, keep it nice and tight, keep that inverter nice and safe. So.
It's a foot-pound. That's like kicking like that. It's true. E-Chip,
Yes.
are you happy tonight?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Good.
How about you?
I am very happy.
No, why are you happy?
Because we're getting almost all the way finished.
We're moving right along, aren't we?
Yes. Now we get to make a box.
Make a box.
A box for that?
Well, so we just made a box called a trailer.
Oh no, now we have to make a baby box.
A baby box.
Well, a small box for the panel.
Yeah. Folks, tonight we put together the box that will house this panel. And in case you want to know how we made this panel, there'll be a, I don't know, where the video at the end that you can click on and see how we built this panel. But it's time to install it and get it in the trailer so we can begin wiring things. We've already wired the panel. I don't know if you can see, we've already wired it to make it easier to go ahead and install when it's time. We've made sure all of these connections are really tight since it'll be in a piece of vibrating mobile equipment, and it just makes it easier to get it done that way. So we have to build an enclosure for this, and it's going to sit at an angle like this, about like you see it, about 10 degrees. It makes it easier to access from the outside door, easier to see things, and then we'll install a light up here at the top inside the enclosure to light that panel up so we can see what's going on. But then of course there will be a little hole cut in the top for conduit to come in, and let's do it. We have all of our pieces pre-cut, pre-measured, ready to go, so we'll just put it together. Ready, Robert?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna step back, go get something to drink, you handle it.
Okay. I don't really know what to do.
Yes, you do.
Yo.
Well, it's the next day. We're out in the shop, and Robert has some things to do today, so just be you and me for a little while anyway. We got the rest of this panel box glued up, and what I've done is, I don't know if you can see from here, but I've angled these pieces at 10 degrees so that the panel sits back a little bit. When you open the compartment from the side of the trailer, you look in, the panel appears to sit back just a little bit. Make it easier for access and visibility. So we're going to go ahead and begin to install the panel today, and then we've got to get it loaded up in the trailer. All right, little access hole for the bushing so that we can run the wires through. Okay, folks, almost ready to install this panel, but just wanted to show you. I went through and made sure all of these wires were torqued really well, nice and tight, so that you know, they don't come loose due to vibration going down the road, anything like that. And of course, you saw I installed the little bushing back here that all these wires will feed through. Going to go to the load center inside the trailer. But a couple of cleats here, a couple of cleats glued on so we can mount it to the inside of the trailer. We'll get going here now. folks. Oh yeah. Now that it's screwed in, that panel's nice and tight. There won't be any problem plugging anything into these and having that panel move, so that's good. Another thing left to do will be to install a 12-volt LED light in the ceiling of this panel box. That way we access it at night. We can see what's going on. So we'll do that next.
Yo.